Wilson Fisk, known throughout the criminal underworld as the Kingpin, has established himself as one of the most formidable and enduring antagonists in the Marvel Universe. Despite lacking conventional superpowers, his imposing physical stature, sharp intellect, mastery of combat, and vast criminal empire have allowed him to consistently challenge and even defeat heroes with abilities far exceeding his own. This analysis will explore 10 instances where Kingpin has achieved surprising victories over superheroes, delving into the circumstances of these encounters and highlighting why they defy typical expectations. Silver Sable, the leader of the Wild Pack, is a renowned mercenary and expert in various forms of combat and weaponry. While not possessing superhuman abilities, her extensive training, exceptional agility, and keen tactical mind make her a dangerous opponent, though specific documented instances of Kingpin definitively defeating Silver Sable in the provided materials are absent. An examination of their respective capabilities and broader trends within the Marvel Universe suggests scenarios where such a defeat could be considered surprising. A fan poll indicated a belief that Kingpin would likely win against Silver Sable, suggesting a closely contested matchup where his victory, while perhaps not entirely shocking, wouldn't be a foregone conclusion. Given that even characters with less defined skills have, on occasion, managed to gain the upper hand against Spider-Man, it stands to reason that a highly trained individual like Silver Sable could also face defeat under specific circumstances. Furthermore, Black Cat, a character with notable agility and combat skills, is considered to have a 50-50 chance against Silver Sable, while Kingpin is positioned as a more significant threat, implying a potential power disparity favoring the crime lord. In a hypothetical confrontation, Kingpin's sheer strength and surprising durability could overwhelm Silver Sable's agility and tactical approach. His strategic acumen might also allow him to orchestrate situations or exploit vulnerabilities in her plans, leading to an unexpected victory. The vast resources and intricate network at Kingpin's disposal could further provide him with an advantage in outmaneuvering the skilled mercenary. While a definitive, surprising defeat of Silver Sable isn't explicitly detailed, the interplay of their established abilities and typical narrative outcomes suggests a scenario where Kingpin's victory, especially without relying on elaborate schemes, could be seen as unexpected given Silver Sable's formidable reputation. Elektra is a highly skilled assassin, a master of martial arts, and a deadly wielder of Sei. Her agility, stealth, and lethal combat skills often place her on a level comparable to, if not exceeding, Daredevil's. It is therefore surprising to learn that, as indicated in the provided material, Elektra was under Kingpin's thumb for a while and served as his top killer for an extended period of time. This period of servitude suggests a significant, albeit perhaps not physical, defeat of her will and autonomy. Kingpin's known manipulative tactics and persuasive abilities could have played a crucial role in swaying Elektra, particularly if she was in a vulnerable state, or if he offered incentives that appealed to her. Financial gain or the perception of a strategic advantage might have motivated her temporary alignment with the crime lord. The fact that Elektra's loyalties were tested when Kingpin ordered her to assassinate Ben Urich and Foggy Nelson indicates a conflict that Kingpin initially managed to navigate, further highlighting his surprising control over the formidable assassin. Elektra is typically depicted as a fiercely independent character, often operating outside the bounds of conventional morality, but rarely submitting fully to the will of another, especially a figure as overtly criminal as Kingpin. Her willingness to work for him, even for a duration, stands in stark contrast to her usual portrayal as a free and often rebellious agent. This instance underscores Kingpin's capacity to exert influence and control over even highly skilled and independent individuals, demonstrating a power that extends beyond mere physical strength. Danny Rand, the Iron Fist, is a master of martial arts hailing from the mystical city of Kowloon. He possesses the extraordinary ability to channel his inner chi into his fist, resulting in devastatingly powerful punches. Given his exceptional fighting prowess and potent mystical abilities, it is surprising to learn of an instance where Kingpin gained the upper hand through manipulation. According to the provided information, Iron Fist was revealed to be a mole, acting under duress because Kingpin was threatening his family. This betrayal deeply affected his allies, particularly Shang-Chi, due to their shared history with Danny Rand. Consequently, Kingpin managed to compromise Iron Fist, rendering him a liability to his own team. Kingpin's knowledge of Iron Fist's personal life and potential vulnerabilities, such as his deep connection to his family and perhaps his responsibilities to Rand Industries, likely provided the leverage necessary for this manipulation. The threat posed to his loved ones forced Danny into a position where he had to compromise his principles and betray his comrades, a strategic defeat achieved not through physical combat combat, but through the exploitation of his emotional attachments. Iron Fist's mastery of martial arts and the immense power of his chi-infused fist would typically make him a formidable opponent in any direct confrontation. Therefore, a defeat predicated on manipulation and threats against his family, rather than a physical overpowering, is particularly surprising given his capabilities. This instance emphasizes Kingpin's keen understanding of his adversary's motivations and weaknesses, enabling him to secure victories through methods beyond brute force. It also illustrates the human aspect of even powerful heroes, who can be made vulnerable through their emotional connections and the safety of those they care about. Luke Cage is a hero renowned for his superhuman strength and virtually indestructible skin. His remarkable resilience and immense power make him incredibly difficult to harm or defeat in a physical altercation. The provided material references Luke Cage as part of a team of street-level heroes who mobilized against a Daredevil possessed by the Beast of the Hand during the Shadowland storyline. While the snippets do not explicitly detail Kingpin defeating Luke Cage during this event, the chaotic circumstances surrounding Daredevil's corruption and leadership of the Hand presented opportunities for Kingpin, ever the opportunist, to potentially exploit the situation to his advantage. This could have led to Luke Cage and other heroes being subdued or strategically disadvantaged amidst the widespread turmoil. Furthermore, the material suggests that in the comics, Luke Cage becomes mayor after Wilson Fisk, implying a prior power struggle or conflict where Kingpin might have initially held a dominant position. Snippets also hint at a potential future scenario in the MCU where Kingpin, having risen to the position of mayor, could target Luke Cage's criminal control in Harlem, indicating a potential conflict where Kingpin's political authority could effectively defeat Cage's influence. Given Luke Cage's extraordinary durability, a defeat at the hands of a non-superpowered individual like Kingpin would necessitate exceptional circumstances or Kingpin leveraging a very specific weakness or exploiting a particular situation. During the Shadowland event, the primary focus was on Daredevil's descent, and Kingpin's involvement might have been indirect, yet still impactful enough to contribute to the temporary incapacitation or strategic setback of heroes like Luke Cage. Similarly, Kingpin's potential future as mayor could allow him to utilize legal and political instruments to undermine Luke Cage's standing and authority, representing a defeat achieved through strategic maneuvering rather than direct physical confrontation. This scenario underscores Kingpin's ability to capitalize on volatile situations and potentially employ political power to overcome even physically superior adversaries. Jessica Jones operates as a private investigator with notable superhuman strength, durability, and the ability of limited flight. Her resilience and sharp investigative skills often lead her to confront darker, more grounded threats within the Marvel Universe. The provided material identifies Jessica Jones as one of New York's most powerful active heroes, whose return, alongside other defenders, is perceived as a threat to Kingpin's established dominance over the city. This suggests a past or potential future conflict where Kingpin might have managed to overcome her. Furthermore, it is mentioned that Jessica Jones was investigating a case connected to Kingpin during his tenure as mayor, implying a confrontation where Kingpin's combined political and criminal power placed her in considerable danger. The snippet alludes to Kingpin potentially having eliminated other private investigators, underscoring the significant threat he poses to Jones. Kingpin's demonstrated ability to manipulate events from behind the scenes could readily lead to Jessica Jones being outmaneuvered or even framed for crimes she did not commit. His extensive network of criminals and corrupt officials could overwhelm her investigations, leaving her isolated and vulnerable. While possessing considerable physical strength, Jessica Jones might be susceptible to Kingpin's psychological tactics or threats directed towards those she holds dear. Given her inherent strength and resilience, a defeat at the hands of a non-superpowered individual like Kingpin would likely involve him strategically employing his intellect and vast resources to negate her physical advantages. This scenario highlights Kingpin's capacity to utilize his criminal and political influence to pose a substantial threat to even powerful heroes like Jessica Jones, demonstrating that not all defeats manifest as physical subjugation. Frank Castle, known as the Punisher, is a highly skilled vigilante with extensive military training, a master of weaponry, and unwavering dedication to his war against crime. His ruthlessness and willingness to employ lethal force set him apart from many other heroes. Surprisingly, the provided material indicates multiple instances where Kingpin has emerged victorious in confrontations with the Punisher, particularly in their earlier encounters. One instance specifically mentions Kingpin evading being killed by the Punisher in the Punisher Max series, and even orchestrating Castle's arrest. This highlights a strategic triumph for Kingpin, where he not only survived an encounter with the deadly vigilante, but also managed to turn the situation to his advantage. Another account describes a direct attack by the Punisher on Kingpin being thwarted when Kingpin summoned his bodyguards, ultimately subduing Castle. There is even a depiction of Kingpin while in chains, taunting a similarly restrained Punisher, implying a scenario where Kingpin had somehow managed to capture him. Kingpin's extensive resources and intricate network of contacts allow him to employ numerous bodyguards and strategically set traps designed to ensnare the Punisher. In the Punisher Max storyline, Kingpin's cunning manipulations and long-term strategies ultimately led to the Punisher's demise after a protracted and brutal war. A surprising conclusion given the Punisher's notorious tenacity and survival skills. Kingpin's ability to evade the Punisher's relentless pursuit and even facilitate his arrest underscores his strategic thinking and resourcefulness. Given the Punisher's reputation as a highly efficient killer with an unwavering focus on eliminating criminals, Kingpin's repeated survival and occasional dominance in their encounters are particularly surprising, demonstrating his capacity to counter the Punisher's brutal and direct methods with his own cunning and resources. Steve Rogers, Captain America, stands as a symbol of peak human conditioning, a master strategist, and the wielder of the indestructible vibranium shield. His enhanced strength, agility, exceptional fighting skills, and natural leadership qualities make him one of the most formidable heroes in the Marvel Universe. It is therefore particularly surprising to learn of an instance where Kingpin achieved victory against him. The provided material explicitly states, Kingpin versus Captain America. First fight, Kingpin victory, interrupted by Falcon. This encounter is further detailed, referencing Captain America number 147, where Kingpin and Captain America engaged in a fierce physical duel. In this confrontation, Kingpin managed to gain the upper hand, seizing Captain America in a grip so powerful that it threatened to break his spine. Only the timely intervention of the Falcon and his avian companion Red Wing prevented Kingpin from delivering a potentially fatal blow. A more detailed account from a YouTube video describes Kingpin's dialogue during the fight, where he boasts about his superior brute strength overwhelming Captain America's acrobatic skills and shield prowess. Kingpin's surprising level of raw strength and inherent durability allowed him to withstand Captain America's attacks and deliver powerful blows of his own. In their initial encounter, Kingpin's sheer power nearly incapacitated Captain America before the unexpected arrival of Falcon and Red Wing disrupted the fight. For a non-superpowered individual like Kingpin to defeat a super soldier like Captain America in direct physical combat, even if the victory was ultimately interrupted, is a significant and highly surprising feat. This triumph underscores Kingpin's deceptively immense strength and fighting capabilities, often underestimated due to his physical appearance. It demonstrates that even heroes possessing enhanced physical attributes can be challenged and even defeated by Kingpin's unexpected raw power. Tony Stark, known as Iron Man, is a genius inventor who utilizes a technologically advanced armored suit that grants him superhuman strength, durability, flight, and a vast arsenal of weaponry. His technological superiority and status as one of Earth's mightiest heroes make him a formidable opponent. Surprisingly, the provided material indicates that during the Devil's Reign event, Kingpin, in his capacity as the mayor of New York City, brought his full criminal and political power to bear against the city's superheroes, including Iron Man. The text explicitly states that Kingpin, having previously destroyed Daredevil, had now set his sights on a range of powerful heroes, including the Fantastic Four, Iron Man, Captain America, Spider-Man, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage. Furthermore, it suggests that Kingpin intended to take them all down by leveraging his political authority and employing a team of villains such as Crossbones, Taskmaster, Typhoid Mary, Shocker, Whiplash, Rhino, and Kraven. While the specific details of Iron Man's defeat are not elaborated upon, the implication is clear that Kingpin, through a combination of his mayoral power and the strategic deployment of his villainous allies, managed to overcome the Armored Avenger. As mayor, Kingpin would have possessed significant political influence, potentially enabling him to enact laws or create situations that neutralized Iron Man's technological advantages or placed him in legal jeopardy. The assembled team of villains, each with their own unique powers and skills, could have been strategically coordinated to overwhelm Iron Man. Additionally, the material hints at Kingpin possessing knowledge of the heroes' secret identities and vulnerabilities. unleashing intel on all their dark secrets, which could have been a crucial element in his plan to defeat them. Given Iron Man's advanced technology and immense power levels, a defeat orchestrated by a non-superpowered individual would typically necessitate a high degree of cunning and strategic manipulation of political power and villainous alliances. This instance showcases the extent of Kingpin's ambition, which extends far beyond street-level crime, and how he can effectively leverage political authority and strategic partnerships to pose a significant threat to even high-powered heroes like Iron Man. Peter Parker, the Amazing Spider-Man, possesses superhuman strength, speed, agility, web-slinging capabilities, and a precognitive spider sense. Despite often being considered a street-level hero, his powers and resourcefulness make him one of Marvel's most popular and formidable characters. Surprisingly, there are multiple documented instances where Kingpin has managed to defeat Spider-Man in unexpected ways. In his debut storyline, Kingpin effortlessly crushed Spider-Man, a surprising outcome that defied typical reader expectations. This event also established Kingpin as one of the first villains that Spider-Man could not defeat outright. Another instance describes Kingpin stealing the Venom symbiote from Eddie Brock, transforming into Fisk Venom and engaging Spider-Man in a brutal battle that Spider-Man only narrowly won. The initial theft and transformation represent a surprising tactical victory for Kingpin. Shockingly, in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Kingpin, Peter Parker's universe, successfully killed Spider-Man, Miles Morales' universe, a truly unexpected event given Spider-Man's renowned resilience. There is also an account where Moon Knight, disguised as Ronin, brought a seemingly unconscious Spider-Man to Kingpin as part of a deceptive plan. However, Kingpin revealed his awareness of the ruse and had both Moon Knight and Spider-Man severely beaten, with Spider-Man being tortured and unmasked, demonstrating Kingpin's ability to outsmart and overwhelm the web slinger. Furthermore, Kingpin once developed a serum that replicated Spider-Man's powers but was ultimately lethal. While Daredevil was the one dosed, the initial fight saw a significantly empowered Daredevil nearly kill Kingpin, highlighting Kingpin's vulnerability even when facing Spider-Man's abilities indirectly. In another encounter, Kingpin, having undergone some work that enhanced his strength, managed to overpower both Spider-Man and the Green Goblin. Kingpin's cunning and strategic planning often enable him to set elaborate traps or exploit specific weaknesses in Spider-Man's approach. His surprising burst of strength and resilience can also catch Spider-Man off guard. The brutal victory in Into the Spider-Verse was attributed to Kingpin's desperation and immense physical size. Kingpin's occasional acquisition of temporary superpowers, such as the Venom symbiote, has also led to unexpected defeats for Spider-Man. Given Spider-Man's impressive array of powers and agility, Kingpin's repeated successes against him, often achieved through intelligence, unexpected strength, or tactical advantages, consistently surprise both the hero and the audience. Matt Murdock, the Daredevil, also known as the Man Without Fear, is a blind lawyer with extraordinarily heightened senses, exceptional martial arts skills, and an unwavering sense of justice. He is widely recognized as Kingpin's primary nemesis, and their history is long and complex. While Daredevil has suffered numerous defeats at Kingpin's hands, one stands out as particularly surprising: his first brutal defeat in the Daredevil Season 1, Episode 9 of his own show. This encounter, detailed in the provided material, saw Daredevil, despite his renowned fighting skills, being completely overwhelmed by Kingpin's raw power. Kingpin effortlessly shrugged off Daredevil's attacks and delivered a relentless and brutal beatdown, ultimately forcing Daredevil to escape by jumping out of a window to save his life. This initial confrontation subverted expectations that Daredevil, a highly skilled martial artist, would have the advantage in a physical fight against a non-superpowered crime boss. Kingpin's surprising strength and resilience far exceeded Daredevil's initial assessment. Furthermore, Daredevil's motivations during this encounter, driven by a desire for revenge and potentially to kill Kingpin, might have clouded his judgment and tactical approach. The sheer brutality and decisiveness of Kingpin's victory in their first live-action confrontation established him as a truly formidable physical threat, even against a hero celebrated for his fighting prowess. This defeat was crucial in setting the tone for their ongoing rivalry within the series and underscored the dangerous nature of underestimating Wilson Fisk. Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin, despite his lack of traditional superpowers, has consistently proven to be an exceptionally dangerous and effective adversary against a wide spectrum of heroes, ranging from street-level vigilantes to super soldiers and armored Avengers. His surprising victories can often be attributed to a potent combination of his immense physical strength, tactical brilliance, extensive criminal and political influence, and a remarkable ability to exploit the vulnerabilities of his opponents. Kingpin's documented history of defeating seemingly more powerful heroes firmly establishes his status as one of the most formidable and unpredictable villains in the Marvel Universe.